All right, everybody, we're going to get started. Good afternoon. I'm Lauren Tossenson. I'm with the El Paso County Public Information Office, and I'm pleased to be your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon for the 2019 Veteran of the Year. To begin our ceremony, Roger Rahill, the clinical chaplain for VA Eastern Colorado Healthcare System at Colorado Springs, will provide the invocation. You're welcome to stand.
Good morning. I encourage you to join me with a sincere heart. Great God Almighty, it's just so wonderfully obvious this morning that you love us. You're shining down on us. Your creation attests to you, your power, your wonder, your glory. I ask this day your blessing on all of us, that we're here to represent many, and especially one who've done so much and so many. We do all this in service to God and country today. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. And please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Pikes Peak Regional Honor Guard. Marshal Bosworth, our Veteran Services Officer, will now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Staff Sergeant Catherine Bolkar from Fort Carson 4th Infantry, Division Band will lead us in the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in thanking the Honor Guard and the 4th Infantry Division Band. You may be seated. We are pleased to be joined by a number of dignitaries today. Please hold your applause as everyone is introduced. Mark Waller, Chairman of the Board of El Paso County Commissioners. Lojinos Gonzalez Jr., Vice Chairman of the Board of El Paso County Commissioners and member of the Colorado Board of Veteran Affairs. Stan Vanderwerf and Holly Williams, El Paso County Commissioners. Amy Folsom, El Paso County Administrator. Dan May, District Attorney. Norm Steen, Teller County Commissioner and a member of the Colorado Board of Veteran Affairs. David Colt Simmons, Teller County Commissioner. Andy Pico, Colorado Springs Council Member. Roger Lovell, Building Official, Pikes Peak Regional Building Department. Kate Hatton, President and CEO of Peak Military Care Network. Jacqueline R. Armendariz, Military and Veterans Constituent Advocate for Senator Michael Bennett's office. Anthony Archer, Senior Veteran Liaison for Congressman Lamborn. Hiba Abdalal, Military Legislative Assistant for Senator Gardner's office. Bob McLaughlin, Chief Operating Officer for Mount Carmel Veteran Service Center. And Tracy Marquez, Executive Director and CEO of Pikes Peak Workforce Center. At this time, Chairman Waller will provide the official welcome.
Wow. On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, thank you for being here on this somewhat cold and blustery day. I told Tim Wolkin, we wanted to have good weather for this, and for some reason he didn't get the memo and didn't order it. So that's going on your performance evaluation, Tim. It's going to happen. So El Paso County is home to over 100,000 veterans who have honorably served our country while protecting our freedoms. And because we have so many veterans in this community, we decided to create this beautiful Veterans Monument to honor their service. And in addition to creating this monument, we also created the Veteran of the Year Award because we believe our veterans deserve special recognition for their exemplary military service, their outstanding community service, and their support for our active duty and military veterans and fellow veterans and their families. We greatly appreciate the veterans in our community and the sacrifices they've made, whether it meant moving themselves and their families within the continental United States or serving abroad. Many of our veterans returned to El Paso County and made it their home. Our veterans are involved in every aspect of our county and our community lives. They run small businesses. They serve in elected office. They work in local government, and they raise their families here. And most importantly, they volunteer to make our community a better place for all of us to live and work.
Thank you, Chairman Waller. We are very fortunate to have also a number of great community partners that are sponsoring today's ceremony. I would appreciate it if the following sponsors will stand. The Broadmoor Hotel, represented by Susan Wilson, I don't believe who can join us today. The Pikes Peak Regional Building Department, represented by Roger Lovell. You want to stand for us, Roger? And USAA, represented by Jim Hannon. Thank you to all of our sponsors. At this time, I would like to ask Kate Hatton, President and CEO of Peak Military Care Network, to share her thoughts on the importance of veterans.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm not the best public speaker, but I'll try. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. I'm going to try not to let my papers blow away. That would be the good one. As Commissioner Waller noted, there are more than 100,000 veterans who live in our community and their families. The veterans have served our country and continue to serve our community. We have an opportunity to recognize 4 great veterans for their amazing community service today. You'll hear more about them a little later. But I'd like to point out that 3 of the 4 are Peak Military Care Network partner agencies. So thank you for that. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I want to remind you all of the value that veterans have in our community. The 4 veterans that honored today are just a tip of the iceberg for all of the work that veterans do in our community. And then they go about their daily lives silently helping, and most people don't know about it. But as Commissioner Waller noted, they serve in our local government as elected officials, as folks in our different government branches of service. They serve in, big defense contractors or small businesses like breweries, which I know we all like. Really, they're contributing to our economy in so many ways. More than $1 billion in veterans benefits comes into this county from veterans. And in addition to just the everyday work that they folks do that contribute to the economy, what most people may not realize is how much veterans serve our community out of the goodness of their heart. Veterans like Joe and Nanette and Charlie and Duane just put so much time in helping others. It's kind of unquantifiable. We work with more than 40 partner agencies at the Peak Military Care Network, and I see veterans every day, helping veterans and helping active duty family members and service members at our local military installations, volunteering at the VA clinic, volunteering for the partner agencies, veteran service organizations, volunteering for the Veteran Trauma Court. We have so many events, Armed Forces Week, the Veterans Day Parade that's coming up, and just in so many events every single day, that veterans are here helping our community in so many ways, big and small. They don't really like to be mentioned so much. And, they're raising kids, great kids, and they don't, like I said, they don't like to be mentioned so much, but we're going to continue to honor them whether they like it or not because you deserve it. So, just live with it. It's what it is. We appreciate all that you do. And really, veterans are role models for all of us. And we hear this every day from our military leaders and our military community about how great this community is the most military and veteran friendly community in which they've served wherever they've been. And, I believe them because they keep saying it and because I see it every day. I'm just proud to work with so much amazing veterans. Some are who are here today, some who are other places. I'm honored to be in the presence of these four wonderful folks, and I'm honored to be in the presence of all of you today. Thanks for being here, and good luck to you all.
Good job. Thank you, Kate. At this time, we would like to introduce our four finalists for the 2019 Veteran of the Year. Vice Chairman Gonzalez will present our first finalist.
Joe V. Aldaz, retired in 2004 as an Air Force Lieutenant Colonel after a distinguished 20-year career. He served as a space operations officer and the director of athletics and head women's basketball coach at the United States Air Force Academy Preparatory School. After his military career, Joe has become very involved in public service and volunteer efforts. He has served in executive roles in the Rocky Mountain USO, Chavez Huerta K-12 Preparatory Academy in Pueblo, Colorado, and Center for American Values in Pueblo. Founder and president of the Colorado Springs Stars Basketball Academy and volunteer president for the Colorado Springs Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. For Syracuse University's Institute for Veterans and Military Families Onward to Opportunity Career Skills Program, which is a free professional 12-week certification program for transitioning service members, veterans, and military spouses. And what do we want to do this? We're just going to get a picture.
All right. Congratulations, Colonel Aldaz, and thank you, Vice Chair Gonzalez. Commissioner Vanderwerf will present our next finalist.
Thank you very much, Lauren. What a great honor to be here with my commissioner colleagues and so many other veterans that are in the audience to honor some of the great people that serve in our community now after having served to defend the nation. I have the honor to introduce Duane K.L. France, and he retired from the U.S. Army in 2014 and immediately began the next chapter of his life by supporting veterans that are impacted by mental health concerns at the local, state, and national level. Duane currently serves as the Director of Veteran Services at the Family Care Center and the Executive Director of Colorado Veterans Health and Wellness Agency. And he has been recognized by the George W. Bush Institute of Service Initiatives. He is currently serving as a member of the Stand to Veterans Leadership Program Scholar Program, the American Counseling Association's Public Policy and Legislation Committee. He's the committee chair of the Military and Government Counseling Association, and he's an advisory board member for the Peak Military Care Network, state legislative advisory board member for State Representative Lois Landgraf, and policy and legislation committee member of the Colorado Counseling Association. He also serves on the National Collaborative for Suicide Prevention. And this is a great example of what veterans do in our community, serving in so many wonderful ways. Duane has also published 3 books to support military veterans and their loved ones. These titles include Combat Vet, Don't Mean Crazy, Headspace and Timing and Changing Your Point of View About Memorial Day. Now, Duane was not able to attend today as he is participating and continuing to serve at a national meeting to develop interstate legislation for mental health counselors, and we are honored to have his wife here today, Connie, to accept the award.
Congratulations to Duane and Connie, and thank you, Commissioner Vanderwerf. Commissioner Williams will present our next finalist.
Good afternoon. Nanette Mueller served a distinguished military career in the U.S. Army and the U.S. Army Reserve for 29 years. After retiring in 2010, Nanette continued her dedicated service by continuing to support the military, veterans, spouses, and their families. Nanette co-founded and is the executive director of Prep Connect 360. This free course is a rigorous 1-week, 40-hour seminar encompassing topics on career assessment, interviewing, developing career goals, social media, employer connections, and networking for veterans entering a civilian career. Nanette's been regularly asked to be a member of Service Academy nomination boards for U.S. Senator Cory Gardner, U.S. Senator Michael Bennet, and U.S. Congressman Doug Lamborn. Nanette has received the Homefront Care's Joe Henjum Hero Recognition Award, multiple Department of Defense Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve Awards, and in 2014, the President's Volunteer Service Award. Congratulations, Nanette.
Congratulations, Colonel, and thank you, Commissioner Williams. County Administrator Folsom will present our final finalist.
I have the distinct honor and pleasure of introducing to you Charles G. Watkins. Charles G. Watkins served numerous roles in our military, including non-commissioned officer, all the way through to warrant officer, and he then retired as a lieutenant colonel from the United States Army in 1989. He has been awarded both the Bronze Star and the Legion of Merit. Charles has served as VFW Post and District Commander and volunteers at the Fort Carson Family Assistance Center, providing personal assistance for soldiers returning home. Over the past 12 years, Charles has personally met and welcomed home at all times of the day and night, and this is an extraordinary statistic, over 90,000 Fort Carson soldiers returning from deployment. He has been recognized as Fort Carson's official welcome home greeter. Congratulations, Charles.
Come on up for a picture.
Come on up.
It's amazing. Congratulations, Colonel Watkins, and thank you, County Administrator Folsom. I will now ask Chairman Waller to present the 2019 Veteran of the Year Award.
All right, I'm going to keep you in suspense for just a second longer. I think it's a hard decision to make here, right? All four of these individuals are incredibly well-deserving of this award. So before we make the presentation of the final one, I think we should give everybody a round of applause and a thanks. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present El Paso County's 2019 Veteran of the Year Award to Mr. Duane France. If we could have his wife, Connie, and Katie Civiletto, the program manager for Given Hour, come up, they will receive the award for Duane. And then say a few words. Yeah, I think we should all get in this one.
Sure.
Yep. One of you come over here. Like, we're gonna go one step to the left. Yeah, just go that way. awesome.
Yeah.
Connie, would you like to say a few words? Katie's going to do it. Well, if you come up here, you have to talk. That's part of the rules. No, I'm kidding.
So, is there? I'm a real short. Okay. Can everybody hear me all right? Awesome. So thank you so much to everyone. Duane wanted me to express his gratitude and appreciation for what he sees as an undeserved recognition. He is embarrassed that he's not able to be here with us today, as he had a prior commitment with a national working group in Washington, D.C. He thanks the El Paso County Commissioners for bestowing this honor upon him. When Duane and his family were assigned to Fort Carson in 2006, they did not intend on making El Paso County their home. Like many service members, however, the Pikes Peak region became the first place in their military journey where they wanted to spend more than 3 years. 8 years and 4 deployments later, Duane and his family had established community ties and put down roots, and to the point that there was never any question about where they were going to retire. In wanting to get involved in his community and in total fear of having too much time on his hands, Duane responded to a request by the board of directors with the James Irwin Charter Schools to fill an open board position. Having never been involved in education or nonprofit board service before, he was surprised when he was elected to the board of directors in 2013. He would like to extend his gratitude to Mr. Jonathan Berg, his colleagues on the board of directors, the staff of all 5 James Irwin schools for providing meaningful educational opportunities to so many children in our region. After retirement, Duane decided he wanted to continue to serve veterans and their families, and was grateful that the Colorado Veterans Resource Coalition and the Crawford House gave him that opportunity, especially to Jim Tackett, Jay Bowen, and the rest of the board of directors. While he was there, he was made aware of 2 things. One, the level of need for services in our community, and the amount of support that is available. He is glad that some of his longest and most important community connections come from his work at the Crawford House, such as the Peak Military Care Network, Homes for All Veterans, Operation TBI Freedom, El Paso County Homeless Veteran Coalition, and many others. While serving at the Crawford House, Duane had been working with the 4th Judicial District Veterans Court, and also appreciates the continued support of Judge Shakes and the entire VTC team. He has seen the implementation of Incarcerated Veterans Outreach Committee and the commitment of El Paso County Sheriff's Department to the mental health and the wellness of the community veterans and their families. Upon graduation with his degree in clinical mental health counseling, he transitioned to the Warrior Support Center, now known as the Family Care Center. He is extremely grateful for the support that he gets from Doctors Chuck and Rayanne Weber and the entire Family Care Center team. Any amount of success that he has obtained, has been a direct result of their encouragement and support. Unfortunately, Duane could not just sit still. His interest in making a difference in the mental health and wellness of service members, veterans, and their families led him to attend a town hall meeting of local legislators, during which he always did what he always seems to do, volunteer for stuff. He found himself working with Representative Lois Landgraf, Representative Terry Carver, District Attorney Dan May, and public servants too numerous to mention, to help enact and enforce meaningful legislation that improves the lives of veterans in El Paso County and around the state. His work with local lawmakers led him to be involved in the Governor's Challenge to prevent service member, veteran, and military family suicide, the Colorado National Collaborative, and his colleagues who are working with him to develop the El Paso County Suicide Prevention Task Force. He is grateful to them and to everyone who is trying to make a difference in the lives of those who serve and those who care for him, or care for them. This wind is atrocious. Duane also wanted to make sure that we mentioned his appreciation for his fellow nominees. Thanks, guys. Mr. Watkins, having grown up the son and nephew of Vietnam veterans, Duane recognizes the sacrifices that your generation has made for the soldiers of his generation. He is grateful for the fact that he never returned home from a combat deployment the way that you and your fellow veterans did. So thank you to you and your fellow Vietnam veterans who made sure that that happened. Nanette, Duane thanks you for your continued dedications to the veterans of Pikes Peak region. From your work with the employer support of the Guard and Reserve to Prep Connect 360, your tireless efforts have made a huge difference in the community. And Joe, The fact that both of you have been too busy to meet up for a cup of coffee for several months in no way diminishes the amount of respect that he has for the work that you're doing. From bringing the documentary acronym to UCCS, presenting before the Pueblo City Council, the work that you're doing to lead the El Paso County Hispanic Council, and the amazing work that you're doing with Onward Opportunity, Duane is a huge fan of your work. Duane also wants to make special mention of thanks to his wife Connie and their children Christina and Daniel. Several years ago, Connie mentioned offhand, when you retired from the Army, I thought we were going to see more of you, not less of you. Her support has made all of the effort that has made possible. In any and all ways, the sacrifices of individuals is overshadowed by the sacrifice of the family. He is extremely grateful for their support. And finally, Duane owes the most gratitude of all to God, his son Jesus Christ. Matthew 5:16 commands us to let our light shine before others, so that we may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Duane is much more comfortable talking about his efforts and ideas than he is talking about himself, but certainly recognizes that any good works he does should absolutely give glory to God. Duane sees this as an amazing honor, not only as a recognition of the work that he has accomplished, but as a sacred charge to continue the work that is yet to be done. This community has had a long and honored commitment to those who have served, from the Air Force Academy in the north to Fort Carson on the south, Cheyenne Mountain Air Force Station in the west, and Peterson and Schriever Air Force bases on the east. Our community is anchored and shaped by the dedication of service to our nation. Along with the service comes challenges and tragedies. It is with humble gratitude that Duane acknowledges that the day this award is presented is the 10th anniversary of the Battle of Kamdesh, in which 8 heroes tragically lost their lives defending fellow soldiers and fighting what is now known one of the most significant battles on the global war on terror. The sacrifice for those who have served and those who care for them can never be honored enough. Duane feels grateful to be able to receive this recognition, not just for himself, but for the acknowledgement and importance of supporting and healing those who are impacted by their service. Once every 10 days, a veteran dies by suicide in El Paso County. We are not certain of the death numbers by suicide in the military family population, but Duane's goal is to change the way that we talk about service member, veteran, and military mental health in our community, and in doing so, saving lives and building wellness. Duane asks that you join him and his colleagues in a January call to action to develop a suicide prevention task force here in El Paso County. On behalf of Duane, his wife Connie, and their children, thank you for this extremely appreciated recognition. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. And thank you, Connie. Congratulations to you and Duane. We will also install a paver at the Veteran Monument to acknowledge Duane's deserving award, which you'll see here. I was going to say I can't pick that up from over here, but there you go. So there's the paver. Will everyone please stand for the benediction by Chaplain Roger Rahal?
May the same God who inspired our nation's laws and creeds and gave us the hearts, the strength, and the opportunities to serve one another now bless you with his peace to abide for this day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our 2019 Veteran of the Year presentation. Please join us for lunch at the back of the tent. Thank you for coming.